Well, South Georgia, we have brought you all of the coverage all throughout Monday, all throughout Tuesday, and now we're here. We're ready to give you a full talk back of everything that took place Monday and Tuesday, but specifically today. Thank you
Right.
so much for joining us. As always, I'm Mackenzie Petrie.
And I'm Zoe Wells. Thank y'all so much for joining. I mean, today was a very interesting day. It's kind of started off a little slow, especially with jury selection. And then, I mean, as soon as the states made their opening, it picked up pretty fast. 6 witnesses today. I mean, that's incredible. And they all were for, basically the prosecutor trying to paint this picture of this altercation that happened a year ago between Ryan Cooper and Toomer. But we'll get into that later. I think we kind of need to get into the opening statements and things like
Yes,
that.
opening statements. Let's just say the state came off swinging. They started off very strong, very aggressive, making sure asking, where is Lacambria? Where is Lacambria? They kept asking and kept repeating those questions. And as you can see in the opening statements video that we're about to show you in just a second, yeah, she came off swinging. Let's just take you right out there.
Yeah.
He goes in there and tries to get her out, and she's refusing to go. She's even reaching out to another person, like help, asking them to call her mother. Asking them to call her mother. But no. The evidence will show that's not what happened. That's not what happened. She gets in the car, the white Audi, with the defendant. She gets in the car with him as he puts it in reverse and goes so fast that rocks are coming up. That's what the witness testimony will be. And as he is leaving doing that, Lacambria is screaming. No one ever saw her after that day.
Okay, so like we just heard, the state came off swinging, or came out swinging, I should say.
Right.
And they were highlighting a little bit of a domestic incident, or an alleged domestic incident, that I should say, between Cooper and Lacambria. And they say that was the last day anyone had
Right.
ever saw Lacambria Toomer. And that was in August of 2022. So a little bit of backstory for some of the people who don't know anything about this case. Lacambria Toomer was reported missing in August of 2022 by her mother, and her body has never been found since. So this is a no-body murder trial.
Right.
They have never found her body, but Cooper was formally charged for her murder. I believe he faces malice murder, 2 counts of felony murder, aggravated assault and aggravated battery, possession of a firearm during the commission of a crime, and concealing the death of another.
Right.
So he has at least 7 or 8 counts that he faces in connection to her death.
Right. And so I think what the state was getting at was the last time anybody saw her. So it according to prosecutors, the last time, a big group of people saw her from their account is this big party at Ryan Cooper's friend's house. And I think later in the trial, we'll actually hear from that friend as well. But basically, what the prosecutor described in detail was basically this big fight between Cooper and Toomer, and basically he dragged her to the car, is what they say, and they sped away in a car. And so that's the last time anybody ever seen Toomer, in a big group, other than, of course, prosecutors believe Ryan Cooper was the last to see her.
Yes. So then let's just move on into some more of that witness testimony, because as we know, all the witnesses pretty much that testified today all spoke on that one event, and not necessarily the event at that last party, but they spoke on one or another alleged domestic event, I should say, domestic incident involving Cooper and Toomer, where some type of altercation happened inside the vehicle, and it resulted in her once she got to authorities, having a knot on the back of her head, only wearing a bra and one shoe. And when that incident happened, the way authorities were called to the scene is because she ran to a woman's business, banging on the door, asking for help me, begging, pleading to please let her in the locked door. The business owner said she thought about her daughters at the time, and she immediately let her in and locked that door back. And they called officials, they called authorities. The woman stated that she saw a white Audi outside, which is what you hear all the witnesses testify is something about this white Audi, something about this white Audi. So let's just get right into that business owner's testimony, because that one was very powerful as well.
I agree.
A young lady ran to the door, panicking, banging on the door. Let me in, let me in.
Okay. So when you say she was panicking, why do you think that, or why is that your observation?
She was screaming, let me in, let me in.
Okay. And you, as the owner of the salon, what did you do?
Thought about my daughters and let her in.
Okay. I'm sorry, what did she say to you?
She was saying that she was running from her boyfriend at the time.
Okay.
Yeah, so of course that was Carolyn McLeod. She was a business owner locally, and she basically helped shelter kind of Cam in when she knocked on her door. And basically all she was saying is that, she thought about her daughters, which I thought was extremely powerful, and she immediately let her in and locked the door behind her and called 911.
Yeah, and even so far that Lacambria's mother, she testified saying that Lacambria's mother arrived to the salon and she wouldn't even let her in, because she's like, no, like, we need police. So I mean, very emotional, very powerful, impactful day in court today. Let's move on to that next piece of sound we have. There was a Doherty County EMS paramedic who also again responded to the same scene. So like we said earlier, all of these different sound bites are all pointing to this one scene, this one alleged incident that happened.
And
so,
most people may think, okay, EMS, all they did was help her, but one thing that she said in the very beginning when it comes to her job responsibilities is, sometimes I'm just there to hold hands, to be a calming person. I'm seeing people at their worst. And so that's basically what she describes as what she saw, but also what Toomer said to her as well.
So let's just go ahead and give you a little bit of that soundbite.
Right.
Okay. And when you saw her, did you see anything that you needed to assess, I guess is what I'm saying?
Yes, so she had a hematoma on her head, and it's, I guess some people would consider it quote unquote like a knot or goose egg, something of that nature. And she was just very distraught.
Okay. And how do you know she was distraught?
She was crying. She was in pain.
Yeah, I mean, she's just describing what she saw as a EMS worker. But as we kind of got down this list of witnesses. I mean, I think the state basically saved the best for last. They went into this investigator by the name of Perry, and he was the overnight investigator, I think, for Albany Police Department. And he was the one who, after they picked Ryan Cooper up from this scene, when he came back to the scene, he asked about a gun that they had to go retrieve from Lacambria.
We gotta connect the dots.
Okay.
We gotta connect the dots.
Okay.
So there was a piece of testimony. We told you that Lacambria's mother, she showed up to that beauty salon, and after she showed up to that beauty salon, they wouldn't allow her access to her daughter because, of course, they wanted the police to get there first. And once they did that, come on, help me connect that dot.
So when I'm guessing when the mom arrived on scene with Ryan, because from what we're being told is that Ryan went back to the house
and put the
gun,
allegedly something is what she said.
Right.
When he came to pick her up from the home to go back to get her daughter, because he said that Lacambria was the one that was actually being the aggressor in a sense, when he went to pick up Lacambria's mother and he came back to the beauty salon, which is why also, the salon owner stated that she didn't feel comfortable letting the woman in because she saw that
her mom was with the guy who allegedly
the car that she got out of.
Right.
So The mother had then called police because he told her he needed to put something in the house first when he came back to pick her up. I know this is really confusing here, but we're going to connect it for you.
Yeah, stay with us.
When he came back to pick her up, she ended up calling police to say, you know, I believe there's something he just put in my home, a gun, a weapon, maybe something like, is there any way you all can come check that out?
Right.
So police did respond to that home, and that officer did testify as well about what she saw, the photographs she took of the home. We saw that. We saw a little entrance to the doorway that showed a little bit of the living room. So they did connect all of those dots. They had that weapon, all that good stuff, and took Cooper into custody.
Right. And so basically, you know, this last testimony was from Perry and from the interrogation room where Perry is asking him about everything that happened from his point of view. And, you know, from what he says is that he asked Toomer, Lacambria, about if she was seeing a high school friend, and he says that she admitted to it, and that's
But he
how
said, did it make him upset? He said,
right. She started getting scared and hopped out the car from
and
his
ran.
account.
That
Right.
was from his account in this interrogation video, and you're not going to hear that part, but we got a little sneak peek for what came after that part. So let's take a listen.
You never pulled it out, had it in your lap, or anything like that?
No sir, I always keep it down in the console the entire time. I ain't, you come out, put it on, no, they're my baby mama. I did not do anything, like, to make me, like,
Well, you saying that you didn't do anything, but she's got a bloody nose and she's got a knot on the back of her head.
for me? Oh, black, what? Oh, bloody nose.
So as you can hear there, he denied all of that information about what we just told you a little bit about from what you heard through other witness testimony. He denied all of that. He said he did not do that, and that was from a 2021 or 22
So that
aggravated
was
assault case.
21. So this was just about a year before her disappearance.
Right.
This whole situation happened. But yeah, basically what you said, he denied everything that was from her account, at least.
Yeah. So as always, we will be back in the courtroom tomorrow. Court begins at 9 a.m. In the second the jurors are seated in their seats, we will be live streaming everything for you that is going on in the courtroom. And as always, we'll have more content in the noon show. We'll have more content in the 4, the 5, the 6, 10, 11 tonight and tomorrow. And as long as this trial will be going on. So
And of course, you can see all our stuff on our social media as well. Zoe Wells, WALB.
Mackenzie Petrie, WLB, and as always, WLB.com. We have the latest stuff. It is already up as we speak. The full day of trial coverage from today is on WLB.com. So all you have to do is find this story on WLB. And as always, thank you so much for watching. But before we go, I want to give a huge congratulations to our Zoe Wells for staying on top of this story and, you know, just bringing it to fruition. So great job. And as always, viewers, we'll have you covered. Bye.
Bye.